My friend told me the other day that she's in Maycember and, earlier in the month. And I thought, Maycember. And I probably have heard that term before, but it didn't hit me until I realized all the things that I had going on this month after she listed her things going on this month. And I thought, oh my Lord, that is crazy. Those are there our stories are so similar between my son already turned 18 this past weekend. Mother's Day was this past weekend. And then he's preparing for graduation this coming week on Thursday. And my mother is having her 65th birthday next Sunday. I am actually an ordained counselor and pastor, and I have the privilege and honor of baptizing someone. So I get to do that also in Maycember. And then school finishes out. So my youngest son has all these things last week of school. And then we go on a trip. So May has been bonkers. And I just keep thinking, like, okay, am I doing enough? Am I meeting all the requirements? Am I here? Does anyone else feel this or sense this? Any moms out there experiencing this Maycember thought that my girlfriend, brought to my attention, and then I realized I was going through the same thing. Drop it in the comments if you're watching this live or you're watching it later. Like, let me know how you're feeling about the month of May. And then along those lines, I see a woman that I know through mutual friends, and I see her reel, and she posts, why is it that mothers are celebrated in one of the busiest months of the year besides December, which is also in line with the Maycember thought, right? And I thought, well, yeah, that is kind of spot on, isn't it? That moms are doing all these things, and yet we're celebrated in one of the busiest months with the end of school and all the things that we're trying to wrap up. And I told my mom the other day, I was like, I really just can't wait for summer, because summer's exciting for me too. I don't have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning and get children ready for school. I've got one going out because he'll be starting college soon in a couple months, but he's graduating. But then I still have the youngest one at home. And so, you think about these things and you're like, as a mom, you're like, okay, am I doing enough? Am I fulfilling the things that I need? And then when does the crash happen? Like after May, like in June? I don't know. But then you think about, my youngest son, he's 9, almost 10. And so he'll be doing summer camps. And so I'll still have to, it won't be as early as school, right? But I'll still have to get up and take him. And so, you just think about all these things. And I'm going to tell you, if you've been on my channel any length of time, or you're just now finding me, I'm actually wearing, right, a shirt, Waymaker Miracle Worker. I'm a person of faith. I love the Lord, and I'm very grateful for my faith, because I really don't know how I would get through some things without having my faith in God and being able to pray and seek Him and read His Word and be encouraged by the things, that my pastor says and the people around me say. And so I don't know if you have fallen away from that, if you're not sure about that, but I'm going to tell you that that is the only way I get through some of the things that I go through. And so I would encourage that if you're not doing that. That's one tip that I would give you, is to pray and, be still, rest, have moments of silence. There are times that I'll just go and sit out on my back patio. It's getting a little warm. I'm in Florida, for those of you that don't know, but I'm in Florida. And so it's getting a little warmer. It is almost the middle of May. And so, that comes with its own elements of, resistance of sitting outside. But maybe you find a spot under a tree and a cool breeze, whatever. We have rivers and lakes here, in Central Florida. And so maybe, I go and do those kinds of things. I don't know. But I still would encourage you to take that time to rest and just be still and be silent, because it really is a beautiful thing when we sit in nature and we just allow creation and the Lord to just rest, give us that rest. He is our rest. And so just to be in His presence and to be still and to be silent and not be in those spaces where someone's asking you for something, or you're giving out and pouring out. And because if you're not filled up, then you can't pour out to other people. And my husband reminds me of that often. And I'm going to tell you there, even though I'm someone of faith, I've been in faith for a long time, there are moments when I realize, oh man, I didn't sit and read the word this morning, or I didn't seek my quiet time, or, whatever it is. And now I did do that this morning, thankfully. And that makes a huge difference in my day. But, I'm not perfect. I'm still human. So there are moments when I say things or do things that I shouldn't. And then I have to, then I have to pray about that. Right. So anyway, long story short, I'm grateful that I had this opportunity to just be present in this season, even though Maycember is very busy. And as a mom, you're just like, am I doing the right things? Am I helping my son go in the right direction? Am I being there for the youngest one? Am I being there for my husband? All these things. And so I would just really encourage that, and I'm encouraging myself too, to continue to seek the Lord. When we seek, we will find. When we knock, the door will be open. When we ask, He will give it to us. And so I'm just grateful that I get to do that. And I hope there's some other moms along this journey with me that maybe needed this, to hear this also. I know that I need my community around me. I know that I need women that are strong, like my friend that I mentioned that mentioned Maycember, and some other women. I actually go to an all women's gym, which is one of the best things I've done for myself. And I'm very grateful that I can do that. And so, I say grateful a lot because I need to be able to express that gratitude and know that it's not really all that bad. And so I hope that's helpful for you. I hope that if you are in this season also, maybe you don't have a graduate like I do, but you're still in this season with children, and you're just trying to stay afloat, or you feel like you're like just treading water, it's up to your neck. Just know that sometimes we just need to float and stop treading and working so hard, right? Sometimes we just need to lay on our back and float and look up at the sky. So I hope, again, that helps you. And let me know that any mamas out there that are going through this also and just need a little reprieve. I hope this helped you. We'll talk later. Take care.